it's such an incredible border post. Quiet and sorry for all the communication on the radio. It's quite how we communicate and manage traffic. But we're going through Stockpoort, and then we're staying at African River Ranches tonight. It's on Botswana's side, but it's looking over the Limpopo River, which is such a beautiful, goodbye to South Africa for starters, because you're looking the whole night into South Africa. It's just an incredible campsite. We will show you a bit more. But so far, I must tell you, this cruiser, it's such an incredible ride, so smooth. This Ironman foam salt pro suspension is really killing this road, even with my load of weight, draw systems and everything. But I'm looking forward to show you a bit, what we did to the cruiser.
We just want to mention that we have named the cruiser Mufasa.
Mufasa.
Yeah, and this is Mufasa's first trip leaving South Africa. The border here at Stockpoort, and as always it went very smoothly. It's always such a breeze. The people are efficient. We're just waiting for the rest of the group to also come through, and then we are heading to African River Ranches for the night. My love, how was the experience today? How was the drive?
It was good. Stockpoort border went well, as always. One bit of a senior person, if you know what I mean, that tried to prove something, but obviously we treated everyone with respect. So now we're at African River Ranches, and it's such a beautiful place. So you can actually see the hippos, the footprints of the hippos, how they enter and exit the river. So just to explain to you, South Africa is that side. We are in Botswana, and so this is the Limpopo River.
I just quickly wanted to show the ablution setup here. I think it is very neat and lovely, especially for Botswana. So if you come in here, there's the toilet. They actually have provided toilet paper. A nice big area to actually change in when you're showering. It's very clean. In the wash-up area with soap even, and some towels. It's lovely.
Soos die Engelse neem met 'n R. Dis nie maklik. Maar jy moet sê hy kom baie goed. Maar hulle het ook kering
Dokter Matewa, Volkswagen. Ja, maar kan het misschien aan zo die Marie, ik had het passeer.
Incredible, as expected. Slept like a baby, had a lot of birds, and best of all, I could sleep next to my wife.
You usually do.
Wife, W-A-A-F, wife. Driving to Khubu Island through Pulapi and Sirowi. An incredible road. It's really a beautiful road. You know, Botswana is a really flat country in terms of elevation, so there's no up and downs and etc. But what I can actually tell you is stick to the speed limit. If they say drive 120 kilometers an hour, it means 120, not 130 like in South Africa. You know, exactly the same with the other signs, you know, the 180 and 60, sometimes 30 kilometers an hour sign, and we're just actually passing one now that says 80 kilometers an hour, so just hold on. Speedflex is starting to limit the areas.
I think we're kind of curious to know how wet it's going to be. We are here in the dry season or in winter. Today's a little bit of a stretch from African River Ranches to Khubu Island, but we've made a lot of progress. We have about 77 kilometers left for the day. which is great because that means we'll catch Kubu with enough time to set up nicely and not hit it in the dark.
Hey?
Hi!
So this is when the cruiser comes to life. He's in milk ducks on. Hoera! Milk ducks on the Reyneckes.
Yo! This one is very deep. And if the cruiser comes to life, Yandra comes to life. They're kind of linked.
Yes, Sanders niks om oor te stres nie, hulle hou net om mee.
So I was just thinking, it's really helpful to have a good mapping system. We use Gaia. I think you can manage without it, but having it really helps to determine which specific route to take. And just after thinking that, we had to turn around because we lost some people, or the gap between the vehicles got too big, and unfortunately some of the team hit those really huge holes. Success. So we are about 20 kilometers away from our campsite, which we are going to head to now.
recovery and mechanical work in Botswana is always nerve-wracking at the beginning, but what an icebreaker first of all, and secondly, it's an incredible test on your group, on the patience, respect and due diligence on the group mechanically. And I must tell you, this group has been incredible handling this. So what happened was, because the group is so big, you know, we're driving on Khubu Island and the dust is just all over the place, meaning that you can barely see in front of you, and which was a bit of a mistake, was one of the gentlemen just drove through a massive warthog hole or something like that, you know, which actually twisted the axle of the bushloper. But what incredible technology and mechanical engineering, the axle didn't bend at all, so we could actually fix it, you know, temporarily. So tomorrow we'll just stop it in Mound and fix it properly. So yeah, that's it from my side. But this is actually incredible, you know. The group I think is a bit down, but the good thing is we're basically doing game drive at night, and it's controlled. We're driving 20 kilometers an hour, really slow, with a lot of light, and obviously peanuts, which is a quick replacement for the steak we're gonna brine now. So enjoy.
It is 8:30, but we eventually made it to the campsite. Everybody is just quickly setting up their camp. Fire is getting started, and then we are going to braai. Wild camping.
So we're walking at Kubu Island to see the sunrise. Quite excited. Came here obviously last night, as you saw, and this view is already incredible, you know. Check this out. Alright guys, so this is off the Khubu Island. Come and check the dust. So as you can see all over this, it's just dust everywhere. And thanks to Boostek, their dustproof kit, incredible. I had my doubts, to be honest. Jason at Boostek knows, and after a fitment center really stuffed up, you know, fitting this whole thing, Boostek fixed everything. And look inside. So look at this. As you can see, look at this. And inside, it's absolutely clean. Hoor julle? Cheers.
Cheers, Dave.
Cheers.